Evening all. Okay, daily Warzone final coming up in a minute. I hope my connection's okay tonight. It was a bit awful yesterday. It seemed every game was really slow. So okay, it starts in about a minute. 41 have entered. I'll just check. Type something. That's usually a good test if typing's quick. I typed that quite quickly, and I think that means at the moment my connection lag might be okay. I'm hoping it's okay anyway. So 2128, quite a high average rating. I think I was a bit unlucky on pairings sometimes, especially yesterday. So as well as pairings and lag coming together, a pretty bad combination. And then I started to get annoyed as well, and there was one game I just blundered terrifically. So I'm hoping those three factors, pairings, lag, and not being too annoyed during the tournament to induce even more blunders, hopefully it can come together today. But I think something else as well, this counter pieces around the king or whatever, I'm not sure that I can do that in bullet. I know I was trying to do that because it's virtually bullet chess. So I want to just stick to my main worked out strategies for doing this. So without any counting business, whatever. So it's just too quick. Intuition has to rule here. It's 2-minute time control with time odds. So the higher rated player gets less time. So nothing too sophisticated. Maybe gambits with white. Hunk. Okay, he knows the Vienna gambit, but maybe, you know, the king's gambit could be a surprise. Or d4, a quick d4. This sort of gambit. Mind you, d5 is a good response. I'm hoping he takes some more pawns. Gives me some initiative. Okay, his king is still in the centre. That's interesting. So have I got any pressure on the king side here to speak of? Actually, he might have knight e4 there. If I play this, try and get my queen over there, that's why I'm getting the queen over there, but I'm going to have an inflection of double pawns on the downside. If I get queen h4 in though, that could be, might have been dangerous. Okay, the d4 square. Shall I take on e7 for the moment? Okay, I need to somehow sort out my king side. Okay, can I get back over here or not? It's a pretty dangerous position with that f4 being really quite bad. Rook g1, if knight f4, then rook g3, and hope for the best. On knight h3 and no king g2, knight f4, king h2. It's not looking too hot. I didn't really get the kind of opening I would have liked, but sacking the exchange is less at evil time. Keeping a bishop on e4. I've had this myself as black and a piece on e4, but I've got to get this knight back in the game. So how can this knight come back in the game? Knight to g4, second another exchange, win an exchange, knight f7, or knight d7, trying to win an exchange. Drive the knight, the rook rather, away for queen e6. I might be back in the game. It's an annoying queen. Surely I'm on c7. Okay, threatening mate. Bishop d3 to blockade might be useful. queen d7 for a moment. The rook is nicely placed as an attacking piece. I think queen h5 just on h7. So h4 queen g5. I think queen g5 will give me a positional advantage. Still difficult. It's very fast. I'm not going to lose on time. I got 12 seconds. Are you kidding me? I went down to 6 seconds there. That's very, very scary when that happens. Play for a quick knight c6 system. It's a bit of a surprise weapon for a quick e5. Sometimes players don't really know how to handle this. I think c6 maybe, not to drop d5, possibly. Maybe queen h4, cheap threat, knight f3. But dangerous. I think castling for knight g4 now as a threat, or bishop g4. Okay. Unfortunately, that doesn't get the queen off. I can try and target f2. Maybe h5, h4. That f2 is going to try and drive the bishop away. How about knight c4? Looks tasty as well. That's a juicy knight. I'll try and get on that f2 or knight d3. That's on f2. So if he plays bishop e3 though, I can try and just win this pawn. Maybe I can take here, take on f1, take on b4. Is it worth it? Well, that's loose anyway. Winning a pawn is better than nothing, surely. Okay. Alright, give me that f file. I'm going to try and, I think, restrict this bishop or get this bishop off. Try and win this pawn. b6, knight b4. Oh, he's got pressure with knight c5. There's b6 there on knight c5. Would he fall for that? Okay, if he doesn't fall for that, how do I win this a5 pawn? Because b6, there's a6 here, knight b4, a7. Get the king in, might be useful. As long as I'm not going into... here, there's a little tactic now. Rook a6 to win another pawn for knight b4. His king's got involved. So 2 pawns there. For the moment, I could just harass with a few checks. I don't want his king around the place in this ending. Oh dear, oh dear. I have to go back for a moment. Okay, no panic. That's fairly safe away from the f-file. Oh, am I losing a pawn now? Losing that pawn. Right, there's knight f4. Hang on, I can get a pawn back. Although I don't like my king the same place as his rook. Got to get that out of there, I think. What about rook a7, just to cause some issues? I want his king to step back. I've got the h2 pawn in sight. I can play g5 here for another check to be annoying. Oh, he's got rook h3. Okay, can I get the knight back? Oh, I should have kicked. Tough. Tough one, that. He's a tough opponent. I think maybe I'll try gambit systems as white this time. I think they're more in line with access past open files attacking. I was thinking about an exchange French there, but let's do a gambit here. Right, this is an interesting position. I don't really know the theoretical verdict, but queen b5 looks like an idea if he moves that away. Queen b5 to win this guy. Now, giving me the bishop like that and e5 looks pretty promising. But my king's still in the centre here, and with Keres, I can take on d5. Okay, can I put the bishop on b2? Queen here as well, or queen on d4, or g3. G3 might be good. Attacking the rook, so bishop b2 next, pinning the knight to g7. Oh, he's got rook g3, that's a pain. Queen g5. He's threatening mate. I think I'd rather just exchange off queens and try and go for a small advantage here. I can seal my pawn structure. I don't really want to win the exchange there. I want him to move the rook away and just use this long range bishop on g7. I think it'll be easier to play that. Oh, don't tell me he's harassing c2 again. There was bishop f6 there. That could have been potentially useful. He can't do knight e3 just yet. It's queen e2. Queen g3, maybe something like queen g3 here threatens mate and the f2 knight. It's not check. This is not check. So g7 and f2 under fire. That long range bishop, I thought it was going to be valuable. So I'll just take this off surgically. Try and go for queen f6. Just get the queens off here. The bishop should be okay on f6. I've got a passed pawn here. Clear enough. Okay. 2-2-6-5. Oh, for a draw, I think. If he's interested. He's not. He's very dangerous in the morning, I think, this guy. I'll try a knight c6 system. I don't know what his tournament rating is doing at that level. I thought he was much better than that. I think he's like 2700 normal rating. If we look at his profile, 2915 highest general rating, and he's got a tournament rating of 2265. He's been up to 2915. I think trying to use this F file and exchange sack. So I'm on f4. As tactically, has he got something? What has he got tactically? He can take that. I can take on f4. So I'm threatening some pieces here. I'm just hoping to use the f8. He's got a lot of lag at the moment, or is it me? I've got a fair connection right now. He's got control of the position a little bit with that e5 knight. I'll try and do something with this bishop. Bishop b5. Alright, so something like queen f8 and hope for the best. Try and get rid of this knight. Maybe prepare c5, just try and undermine this knight. a5, a4, c5 later. Or here. Here it's possible. I got a clock advantage, which is nice. But apart from that, I don't really know what I'm doing with the two bishops. I can coordinate on queen f5 and cd for c2. Or cd threatens. Yeah. Try and undermine this knight. So maybe d4 might be a good idea. I don't want to weaken my king too much. This bishop, can it be used for anything? I'll just take this guy off for a sec. And play for c4, c3. Or d3? What about d3? Is that any good? Looks pretty dangerous, but g5 is weak. Mind you, b4. Driving the knight back. Try and win this e5. Oh, he's got knights. Whoops! Oh, I've messed this up. Oh, I can take this pawn. I don't know. Gotta hold on to all the pawns here. Is that likely? He takes here. Oh, okay. Get my king up. He's only got 3 seconds. I'll try and make his king. Two seconds. It's going to be close. Stalemate. Oh dear, oh dear. I think that was quality though, that game. I'll tuck this bishop over here. I think connection's okay, sort of. It's knight g5, queen h4, g5, g6, queen h4, f6 at some point, queen h4, f6 then g6, queen h5, g6, queen h6. Takes, get a pawn to f6, plays f6 after. Okay, so what piece do I need to help the queen? I think queen h5 to provoke. I can take on e5 here. Take on g5. No, e5. It's a free pawn. I can't see. Oh, there's queen d4. Just oh, he's got queen d4. It's queen f2, queen b6. I'm not losing the queen just yet on that diagonal. Although, hang on, he hasn't even got queen. I'm seeing ghosts. He didn't even have queen d4. Okay. Now bishop f6, queen here is useful for the centre, dark squares. Knight g4. If he takes on e4, well, he can't because of the pin. Knight g4. Is a4 useful to dislodge this guy? Okay, it's a dangerous diagonal for my king as well. Is it worth exchange sack? There's queens on there. Okay, that's helpful. Okay, tango or not. Bishop c5, depends if he plays bishop e3, obviously. It's not a good idea for that pre-move. Would he take? It's more likely bishop g5, I think. Okay. Just on f2. Okay. Knight f4 or g3. If it hg knight f4, he's giving up his queen. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Gambits, as I say, is white. So I can sort of gambit like this. Scotch gambit systems might be good for initiative. He's not really going to take on e4 as well, is he? That'd be quite greedy in the extreme. Okay. If I take with the knights, just to avoid knight e4 for a moment. Well, it seems weird to play a backward sort of move. I'm on b7 here. It does protect c4, so I can take b7 on bishop e6. If I go for f4 and e5, that looks as though all of these pieces are good for the attack. Although knight a5, that's switching the queen over, that bishop on the diagonals, probably quite dangerous. So f4 and e5. What other way of getting to g7 here? Rook e3 to f3. Interesting. That's actually interesting. Bishop d5 for a moment, just using that queen x-ray. Then rook e3. What's my connection then? My connection is fair. It's better than last night. So the opponent's is not so hot. It doesn't seem it's that bad. So how's it going here? Oh dear, this is taking a long time. I'm going to lose my top 10 position soon. If I did win this game, it was quite good. This guy's running away at the moment. That's a real shame. Taking ages. I hope the clock doesn't get reset to 1.5 minutes. That'd be a disaster for the tournament, really. 24 seconds for that move, which looks odd. Okay, I'll try and prevent. Oh, the knight's on. Try and avoid getting mated. He's only got 10 seconds. If I can avoid getting mated, that'd be a good thing. I'll attack this bishop. Try and prevent this knight coming back. I'll just play bishop f6 here. Yeah, okay. So max a 2-2-4-9. It's all pretty tough tonight. French defence time. More solid than the elephant gambit. I think I'll play for... I don't know. Actually, I think I'll play like this here. I think this is an unsound pawn gambit I've just done. But nevertheless, it's done. I don't want to do the knight sack line particularly tonight. He's giving me a nice little tempo there. Now knight b4 is threatened as well as bishop c3. No, let's use knights on that. Knight c3, knight b4, knight c3, knight b4. Play this, takes bishop e7s, and I just exchange off queens here. So I'm attacking that knight. Bishop a6 is useful. Bishop a6, then bishop b5. This knight hasn't got c3 here, so I attack his rook. He's going to castle attacking my bishop. That stops him castling anyway. He's going to attack my bishop though. Not yet. Okay. Knight c6 is possible. He gets lots of pawns. Okay. There's bishop b7. Take. Then how does he come back? Because knight e6, rook e6, he's got f5. Is it worth doing? No, I'm going to leave bishop b5 as a threat. There's knight e7 check as well though. I've actually got to move the king to make this work tactically for bishop b7 or bishop b5, because knight e7, no, bishop b5, knight e7, king f7. There's knight b2, rook a3. Let's go for rook a3. Just win this a2 pawn. That's important for... Oh, that's nice. Little discovered check. Or win the rook. Which one? Can win the rook? No, he's got king g1. Let's resign that. Okay. Okay, it's, I don't know, I'm winning games, but it's good. It's good to like. I'll just ignore that someone's running away with the tournament. 1f7. I don't know about castling queenside here. Has he just won a piece, nearly? He's got d5. I said d5. If I put pressure on d6 here instead of castling for a laugh. I think e5 is nice because we're on d7. That is a target. g4, doesn't that just win a piece? It's not the move you should really think about, pawns around the king, but the knight, what is it doing on h5? Form pawn. Okay, I think maybe just take that simple and take it here for bishop d4. On there, okay. It's bishop f4, bishop d6. Does it matter? If f6, knight g6. I'll just take this off, I think. Before that bishop's dangerous. Get this rook on over here. I want to use the e4 square, so as well as attacking that. There's queen f7 coming in, that's dangerous. On e7, bishop g7. And there's queen g8. I'm still... This guy's just running away at the moment. I don't know... Ignore it. In fact, I'm getting 2300s all the time, 2200s to play. Okay, I'll just play maybe the Slav. I don't know, that's pretty solid. But I've never actually... Okay, against this, I might try for a sort of Tarrasch setup. Going for piece play. Seeing e-files. Maybe even after that weird move, I can play for bishop h3 here and just go for a direct attack. It doesn't look right, his position. He's weakened too many light squares. And mind you, I can just play on for d4 as a major threat here. My queen needs to come out of the X-ray attack. Unless this is okay. Knight g5 is a threat for queen h3. If I get queen h3 in, now what clever thing can I do? What can I do here? I'm going to attack the queen, knight e4, h6, offering d5. I can play d4. D takes is dangerous. I can take on d8. I can play knight e5, queen g5, knight f3. I think knight e5, that's clever for knight f3. This weakness is nice. Knight f3 or knight f3. So threatening knight f3 on knight d5, knight f3, queen h2. It's a bit of a shocker, this move. Okay, looks good though. I'm going to get these weaknesses going. Can I take on d2 for knight f3? Okay. Now d takes knight g5, ef doesn't do anything. I think I should... What about knight g4? Knight g5, queen h2, then d3 after. He's on f7. If I just take first and then knight g4, he's got queen g2. I'll go with this. I'll go with this. Knight g4 here. Should be dangerous. Knight e3 is really dangerous. What are you going to do? Give up the queen? Yes. That was neat against the 23-12, someone around my rating at the moment. That was in the game of the tournament, I think, 95. Game of the tournament. Okay. And 1839. I think the old Scotch gambits or whatever. It's not letting me do any gambit because it's hyper-modernish. He's staying away from my pieces. I'm just building up for e5. Not even that, sort of Roy Lopesian then. Close Roy Lopez. Can I just work on a slow h3, g4 build up? Get a knight to f5. lock down the queenside counterplay. And this makes knight f5 better. We can weaken my dark squares, sure, but his d6 is a little bit weak. h4 and g5 might be dangerous later if I have a rook on g1, especially. It's got to defend d6 at the moment. And g5 is interesting. What does he do? Take? Mind you, could be winning that g5 pawn. So what about queen f5? Try and hold on to g5. G6 or okay. Let's play for rook g1 here. So knight f4. Okay, this knight's a pain. This isn't. I might be in trouble now. Uh-oh. Can I get rid of? If I get rid of the queens to avoid getting mated. Oh, this b file. Okay, keep the bishop. Use the b file. B file straight off the bat. Then bishop f1. Oh no, rook b5. Try and get past pawn. Then bishop f1, rook b3, b6. Okay, at least the knight's not a complete killer. So b6 and rook a5, rook b5. Bishop b5 here. Bishop c6 might be handy. The knight's not going to do serious damage right at this moment. Okay, so b7, rook a5. So okay, I'll tie down the rook, I'll play a5, a6. He's tied down here, he can't take here because of rook b8. So I just wait for a5, a6. My king can handle this pawn here. So am I running him out of moves? He's forced a very, very closed game, this guy. So much for open lines. And the mate is walking away with the tournament is on 170, by the way. I don't know if everyone's resigning to him or what. I think it's just nice to not lose game after game though. Okay. So a7's coming up. Get these pawns. This guy's 170. I mean, that's like doesn't bad thinking about. 22 minutes. 22 minutes. I think Elephant Gambit time against this sort of rating, chances are reasonable with this surprise weapon, I'll say. On this time limit. Especially because of the Greek gift type moves. If he wants my rook, he's not going to castle. Okay, he's giving me potentially. What is he giving me here? Nothing much at the moment. Might be c5. This knight might be tactically loose. If he, yeah, I can go for that there, and put more pressure on the knight. Rook e8. He's going to play knight e4. If he plays knight e4, it's a good question really. Can I play for f6 without getting mated or something? Oh, he's got knight d3. Knight d3 protects everything. Bishop d3, bishop d6. But bishop b7, bishop d6, queen d6. Oh, he hasn't gone for that. Okay. Is this e6 really good or something? Queen c6? There's bishop b7 in the air now. In the offing. Bishop b7. Ah, that was generous. Okay. Gambit time. Crazy gambits, but without f4 for a change. Bit more solid. Knight f3. I still haven't read the Mayhem in the Moral book I've got. It's lying around. People rave about it. I'm tempted. I should actually read it one of these days. I don't think this is right. This knight f6 though. Okay. If I take the queen castle queenside, a little bit of pressure. Or is he going to win? Is winning that pawn? I drop the bishop back. His king's in the centre. It's going to be a problem, isn't it? Do I play just bishop g3 here or knight d5? Gets another tempo. Okay. So bishop c6 takes. There's nothing there, is there? Bishop g3, probably more better. He might just play f6, solid position, or is it? If I aim to sacrifice on e5 here. Okay, I don't need to sacrifice now, I just play for knight e5. If he moves the knight back. That'll be double check, mating stuff. Knight e5, knight d5, knight c6. There's rook e5, okay, that's one more. Waiting, oh, rook d2 would have been more useful. There's king's coming out. Doesn't look as convincing as before. If I play for b4, bishop d4. Okay. Bishop d4 still on the cards, or okay, so I can threaten b4 mates or something. It's not mating. I don't know, but I can't lose on time. That's the main thing. Thinking too much. This might be mating. He might have just denied his b5 square escape. Okay. Oh, Roger, I think I'll offer him a draw. Oh no, he's forcing me to play. Oh dear, okay, Over's waiting move. Okay, let's try. Sometimes I have been successful, sometimes with a gambit here. I don't know how this is going to work out. I guess it's going to be painful. A little bit of a gambit, but it gets some pressure. I'll take here immediately. It's worked out okay so far. Surely. I'll take this pawn or this pawn. I don't want this isolated. Queen's going to come to my king here. Go for queen f8 as the defence. Queen d8 just to be annoying. There's knight c4 just to... I don't know. My bad bishops could lose this ending. Yeah. Force a seesaw here. I'll for a draw. Drawing with black is okay. He's not accepting it. Can I just take on c3? He's got a bit desperate to win this. Or not. Keep this rook out. Bishop e6, knight g5 on queen f6. Then what? Queen g7? Right, queen g7 straight off the bat. It's queen d6, queen f8. Oh no! It's got knight g5 here. Oh, that's just mating. It's knight g5 and rook h8. No point playing that on. Ah. Oh, that was good. Okay. Oh, sure, there's another one. He's beaten me a lot in the past. Oh, and he's on minus 13. I hope he isn't around. Give me a bonus. Ah, it's been 15 seconds nearly. Oh, yes. Okay, okay. Oh, blimey. Hyperdrive. Star Trek will be on the what was it, warp speed. Warp drive is on. Okay, through this tournament. That's 2292. You'd think he's ready. Was he annoyed with the tournament? He's on 104, which means I don't know what's going on here. Fear factor. You wouldn't have fought with a 2-2 whatever. So we're in a winner. It's the most positive sounding opening winner, isn't it? Winnower, win. So those with low attacking confidence and the winnower. Okay, so if I get a knight to h5, doesn't really do anything. g6, knight f6, doesn't do anything. But here it might be nice to get a knight to f6 without getting exchanged off. Like f7 target. Or just f4 generally, because he's putting a downer on this diagonal. He's not letting me play a4. And I've seen a game recently of Max Over beating Sultan Khan with, he got his was it over? He got his rooks on the b file. Okay. I think I need to try and connect up things. Okay, this F file I think could be interesting. I'll play for G4 next. Just to evict. I think I've got time, all right. I hope I've got time for that without Queen C3 or something else. It's got Knight D4 potentially as a tactic as this pin. I'm not here. I'm hoping I'm covered F4 and H4. If I can, I just want to play doubling rooks. Losing the A3 pawn is not a problem. If I can double rooks, let's keep increasing the grip. Does he want to take that diagonal any use? Get Queen E3 to E5. Alright, it's just why do I want to put the king on this diagonal? Okay, why am I waiting? I wonder what I'm waiting for. Okay, what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? It'd be nice if he took here, otherwise can I do anything active? Can I play the rooks on the b file now? Get rook on b6 to d6. Ah, it's giving me that diagonal. I just need to get the knight. Oh no, not the knight off that radically. Oh dear. Ah, come on. I just wanted to take the knight off to play queen e5. But he can just take that bishop, he hasn't. Okay, fantastic. Ah, it's check. Ouch. Alright, bishop e5, try and keep a grip on the position. Maybe sack the exchange on e4. Or get my rooks on the b file. On the b and a files, or not. I get my king to e3. Bishop d6 could be handy to try and stop the stampede of pawns here. Oh no, I don't want to lose that guy. Well, he's fixed his pawns now. These are Over's rooks that I told you about. Got rook b4. Okay. Should be equal. Especially after if I get a knight to e5. It's weakening his dark squares a bit. Does it matter about bishop e6 to get rid of that guy? f5, knight e5. Bishop e6 here. Gives me pressure on f4. Dynamic compensation. If he plays knight e2. Okay. Is knight f3 any good? No. I'll stop him castling. Dice to pawn structure. Rook d3, he's got rook d3. Bring my king in. Get some space, maybe rook d4, or rook a4, b4. Rook d4, a little bit of pressure. Maybe rook c4. Knight g6. So f5, knight e5. Losing a pawn like that. Or rook. Thanks very much. That helps. Every little bit helps. My rook's trapped though. Maybe I can keep it. I don't need to. It's been greedy. Let's play for knight f3 and queen as pawn. Just in case he's got intentions about... Oh, just queen this pawn, come on. I don't want to worry about the c pawn here, come on. It's not starlight just yet. I'm quite close to the The old leader at the moment. I don't know what happened to that old leader. That was animate. Okay. Six minutes to go. Oh, don't tell me it's going to be another one of those. I want to try and keep the lines open here. So maybe ED or something, or quick E5. I've really got to go for a Greek gift to try and win this tournament. It's not happening. No Greek gift. What about knight G5? Oh, D5. Knight to G6. Finches with this one and D5 later after castling queenside. Or a G4 plan. G4 plan for the G file could be good. With D5. Maybe A3 and then D5. If this bishop was there, then A3 and D5. D5 coming up now, if I just castle queenside. Oh, G file, that's a bonus. Okay, what a G file, that's cool. Open up this diagonal as well. D5, E5, does it matter? I'll take this guy. Oh no, exchange of queens. I'll take with the king. What if I took with the king? That would be better. Okay. D5. Where's E5? Anything quicker? It's Queen D3 after that. So knight F5, bishop E5. Maybe. It's Queen F5 and Rook G7. It's got King F8. No need for that. Just double rooks, Rook G4 and Rook G1. I can't see. Yeah. Bishop G5 coming up now. Bishop G5. He's going to use up all his time. Only 3 minutes of the tournament left. This diagonal looks pretty dangerous. He's going to use up every second, isn't he? I've got bishop takes queen on knight G7. Can I do this? 2 minute 38. Unfortunately it's not bonus, this guy's still in the tournament on -5. C5 I think is an aggressive idea. Oh, D4. Bishop B4 maybe. Threaten some structural damage. He's got a nice blockade on the dark squares, I suppose. It's a bit unusual. Friendly mate. Interesting. Just running lots of material, really. Is it because the tournament's ending? I've got to keep moving very, very quickly. I think he's one of those people that are gonna not going to resign unless I can get quit mating that woven. I don't know how I'd do that particularly. Play Rook D2 here. to win that bishop. Am I bothered to play that quickly or just accept second? I don't know. If it's going to be second. Protecting f7 anyway. Attack the knight, take f4. Get my king in. Get knight to f5. Can I get my king over? Threatening mate. Threatening mate again. He's got king e1. I can try and mop his pawns up. I can't use the king particularly much here. Anyway, qubits signed. Second, that's alright. I thought I'd be overtaken in the last minute. Blimey, a lot better than yesterday. Well, embarrassingly, I came 18th yesterday, so I'm really pleased with that. Oh man. Okay, I think just a few things come together. Pairing, speed, stuff like that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. I think I played alright. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.